Today we are basically discussing about the pre-anesthetic medication. So before going to general anesthesia, there is some medication we are used as a pre-anesthetic medication to maintain the general anesthesia and to prevent the different type of the adverse effect or different type of the clinical syndrome which associated with due to the anesthetic agent. So pre-anesthetic medication and before going to the general anesthesia, it is the most important thing. So what is pre-anesthetic medication? This term is applied to administration of the drug prior to general anesthesia so as to make anesthesia safer for the patient. So why we are using this drug? Because we are applying this drug before the general anesthesia and ensure that the anesthesia should be safe for the particular patient, and also we are ensuring that there is a comfort to the patient to minimize the adverse effect which are associated with the administration of anesthetic agent. So in generally we are making the safer anesthesia and also give the comfort to the patient so that minimum adverse effect are associated with the use of anesthetic agent. So now come to the aim. So what is the aim of the pre-anesthetic medication? So first, if we are considering that thing, it is relief of anxiety and apprehension. As a patient is going operation, he is apprehensive. So provide the patient sufficient support and provide the patient sufficient mental status. So patient is there is anxiety develop in the patient. So if we are relieved from that anxiety, so the patient can understood the condition and go for safe general anesthesia. Then there is amnesia, to produce amnesia so that patient does not remember what he is going through. So during the general anesthetic procedure, what happened with that particular patient, what organ there is a surgeon are particularly perform which type of the surgery, so they the patient cannot remember this thing. So amnesia, this is the another one aim. And then supplement analgesia. So different general anesthetic produce the different level of anesthesia, so used to the supplement or augment analgesia which provide the sufficient analgesic effect and which provide the general anesthetic to work properly. And decrease the secretion, it is the most and vital important, given to decrease the secretion in the mouth and gastric secretion as laryngospasm problem in metabolism, gastric aspiration might occur. So we are using the drug which can decrease this type of the secretion. Then decrease vagal stimulation, especially when viscera enter, it's leading to the cardiac arrest. So we have to minimize the vagal stimulation. So we are using the drug as a pre-anesthetic medication to minimize the vagal stimulation. Then we are use antiemetic used to prevent nausea, vomiting, which providing antiemetic effect pre and post operatively, and decrease acidity aspiration. For drug we are using to decrease the acidity to avoid the aspiration of the gastric acid, and last one is the reduce of the dose. So if we are using this kind of the pre-anesthetic medication, so it will overall decrease the requirement of the dose of general anesthetic required, because we are previously using muscle relaxant, analgesic agent. So in whatever general anesthetic agent we are using, in that case the amount will be required in less, so it can help to reduce the dose also. So these are the basic aim of the pre-anesthetic medication. Now what type of the drug we are using, already we told in aim. So we are using sedative, hypnotic and anxiolytic. So as a sedative, hypnotic and anxiolytic, the drug of choice is benzodiazepines and barbiturate. benzodiazepine like diazepam, lorazepam and midazolam, and barbiturate like sacubitril, pentobarbital we are using. What is the use in pre-anesthetic medication? They decrease the anxiety, make the person relax and drowsy, and providing the amnesia. So, in AIM, what are the things we are observing that by using this type of the drug we are achieving this thing, relief from anxiety and relax the person, and person go to the drowsy state, and also providing the amnesia. This is the main action of the benzodiazepine. Basically, you all of you know that the benzodiazepine and barbiturate, they are basically act on the inhibitory neurotransmitter, that GABA oriented chloride channel. So, here I am not going to the overall mechanism of that one, but you just remember that thing. This drug are basically act on the GABA mediated chloride channel. So, when depression effect is required, so in basically we are prefer benzodiazepine, but barbiturate have more depression effect on cardiovascular system and respiratory system. So, these are less used, but some operation or some surgical procedure need the depression of the CVS and respiratory system. That time we are using the barbiturate as a drug of choice. Then opioid analgesic, morphine, pethidine, fentanyl and its congener. So, basically they are acting on the different type of the opioid receptor, mu, kappa, delta, binding to this receptor, they relieve from the symptom of the pain. So, there is difference in the duration of action and what type of the drug we are using, and all can be given parenterally, and fentanyl is also available as an transdermal patches. So, the main use is given to provide the sufficient analgesia during the procedure and post operatively. So, what happen when we are taking the opioid analgesic, it will also depress the central nervous system. So, it will provide the overall analgesia. So, we can perform the surgical procedure smoothly, and also after post surgery it should provide the sufficient analgesic effects, so that patient will feel comfort. And there are lots of disadvantages of the opioid analgesic, like is awakening. Patient is delay awakening after the operation and take longer time to come out from the anesthesia. In GIT, morphine causes contraction of the smooth muscles, so may causes constipation because of the constriction of the sphincter. Respiratory system, in asthmatic patient it can precipitate asthma. Cardiovascular system, excessive hypotension. Urinary system, bring prostate hypertrophy leading to the urinary retention. And eye, as morphine causes constriction of the pupil, so sign of shock if pupil is dilated is obscure in the patient administered. So, sometime it is not actually the if due to the administration of the morphine, if the shock is developed, then you can observe that then the pupil is dilated. Basically, morphine can causes the constriction of the pupil. So, this is the unavoidable symptom or adverse effect associated with that one. So, these are the disadvantages of the opioid analgesic. Then we come to the antiemetic. The drug is metoclopramide and antihistamines we are using. Then there is phenothiazine, promethazine is used. Then there is 5-hydroxytryptamine receptor blocker, ondansetron, and these are the drug we are using. Basically, they are using as an antiemetic which enhance the gastric emptying. They are used to prevent the nausea, vomiting in patient. Most commonly used is metoclopramide, and antihistamine are also used for this purpose. They are not only act as an antiemetic, but also used for sedative and relieving anxiety and also act as an anticholinergic. Then metoclopramide, the act both centrally and peripherally. Central acting on the act as a dopamine antagonist, act on medullary vomiting center and producing the antiemetic effect. And peripheral action, it enhances the gastric emptying so that gastric component are passed earlier and preventing the gastric aspiration. Then anticholinergic drug, these are the drug used as a pre-anesthetic medication like atropine, hyoscine, glycopyrronium. The characteristic effect they produce in patient decrease the secretion, preventing the laryngospasm, avoiding problem during the intubation. It also suppress the secretion in GIT, decreasing the enhance of the aspiration. There are chances of the vagal stimulation, especially during the thoracic and abdominal surgeries, which may lead to the cardiac arrest. So, given to avoid vagal stimulation. So, some surgical procedure may chances, there is a chances to development of the cardiac arrest. So, this type of the anticholinergic drug we are using so that it minimize the vagal stimulation, and it will provide the, and also it will associated with the decreased secretion and decreased aspiration. So, it is the right choice for the for as a pre-anesthetic medication. Difference, atropine has more effect on the vagal stimulation, hyoscine and glycopyrronium have more effect on the decreasing secretion. Hyoscine crosses the blood-brain barrier and producing the CNS effect, and glycopyrronium cannot cross blood-brain barrier, thus has no CNS effect. And it is look like that this all are the drug, but these all are the drug we can use as an in a combination form or as a combination therapy. Okay. So, in pre-anesthetic medication, this all type of the drug we are depending upon the patient situation, depending upon the patient condition, depending on nature of the surgery, we are combining this drug in combination from we are providing drug to the patient as a pre-anesthetic medication. There are different pre-anesthetic medication administered before the surgery. They are usually used in the combination as required, which depending on the clinical status, type of the operation or surgical procedure and duration of the surgical procedure. In emergency, along with this we can use proton pump inhibitor like omeprazole and H2 blocker like cimetidine and advised to decrease the gastric secretion. This drug decrease the chances of the aspiration pneumonia. So, this is all about pre-anesthetic medication. So, from this side I am collecting the all the data for pre-anesthetic medication, and last of all it's thank you.